Get ready for a disheartening encounter with technology. No, it's not the daily stream of alarming AI news, it's the return of Black Mirror. After a 4-year break, the show's creator, Charlie Brooker, has brought 5 new episodes of this chilling anthology to Netflix. As expected, the quality varies, and the guest stars, Salma Hayek, Aaron Paul, and Zazie Beetz, steal the spotlight. However, Season 6 takes a puzzling but somewhat relieving departure from the excessive "what if phones, but too much" theme found in its predecessors. Once you've watched, there will be plenty of time to analyze this shift in tone. But for now, I've ranked the episodes from the least to the best, helping you prioritize your viewing experience. Step into the early 2000s, a time of ruthless tabloids, a growing fascination with scandalous young women, and the absence of smartphones and social videos democratizing celebrity surveillance. Meet our protagonist, Beau, a paparazzi photographer burdened with guilt after capturing compromising photos of a C-list actor engaged in a clandestine affair with another man. These images trigger his public outing, which tragically culminates in his suicide. Determined to break free from this predatory profession but desperate for financial stability, Beau succumbs to the persuasive charm of a fellow paparazzo, who convinces her to pursue one final lucrative payday. The objective? Obtain the first photograph of Maisie Day, a starlet who has vanished from the public eye after a car crash. This photograph is worth $30,000, but if it portrays Maisie as a troubled individual, the price jumps to $40,000. Similar to most episodes in Season 6, Maisie Day takes place in the past and lacks a direct connection to technology, unless you consider the telephoto lenses used by Beau and her colleagues. Its chosen dystopia is the Hollywood of a recent bygone era. However, given the recent re-evaluations of mistreated individuals from that time, as well as the prevailing Y2K nostalgia permeating our culture, Charlie Brooker's commentary on such exploitation feels somewhat delayed and inadequate. Consequently, nearly every plot twist becomes easily foreseeable. The one significant twist that deviates from this pattern, when you come across it, feels oddly arbitrary and fails to leave a lasting impact. Black Mirror has always had a tendency to overemphasize obvious points, but Maisie Day doesn't suffer from that problem because ultimately it lacks a meaningful purpose. Set in present-day Scotland, Davis and his girlfriend and collaborator Pia make a brief stop to visit Davis's mother before embarking on a nature documentary shoot. Davis confidently declares that their project will showcase the resistance against the commercialization of nature. However, in true Black Mirror fashion, you can expect his idyllic idealism to be shattered into pieces. The unraveling begins when Pia questions why Davis's picturesque hometown, Loch Henry, is not a popular tourist destination. She discovers that a series of gruesome murders occurred there in the late 1990s, with Davis's late father, a police officer, being injured while apprehending the killer. Faced with this revelation, Pia believes they have no alternative but to abandon their nature documentary and produce a high-end true crime series, the kind that Streamberry, the show's Netflix counterpart, would undoubtedly be eager to acquire. While Maisie Day reflects on the past's media-inflicted cruelty in pop culture, Loch Henry takes aim at its present-day exploitative counterpart. Charlie Brooker's critique of the true crime genre, which has already been extensively parodied and problematized, feels somewhat unnecessary and comes across as slightly delayed, much like his criticism of paparazzi culture. The episode finds some redemption in the compelling performance by Herald and a few astute jabs at the stylized aesthetics commonly seen in contemporary crime documentaries. However, just as you begin to appreciate these aspects, the flippant ending arrives, overpowering any enjoyment you may have derived from the episode. Fresh off her role in the AMC meta-comedy, Annie Murphy takes the lead in the Season 6 premiere as another overwhelmed woman in her 30s who unexpectedly finds herself trapped in a television series. The show within the episode shares the same name as the character, Joan is Awful. One evening, Joan and her fiancé stumble upon this peculiar show while browsing through Streamberry, the streaming platform. To their astonishment, they witness a partially fictionalized reenactment of the underwhelming day Joan had just experienced, with none other than Salma Hayek playing the role of Joan. Naturally, they are left wondering what on earth is happening here. Joan epitomizes the quintessential essence of Black Mirror within this season, immersing Joan in an intricate web of personalized and infinite content while exploring various trending issues in contemporary technology ethics. With such expectations, one might anticipate chillingly insightful revelations, but unfortunately, they will be left wanting. However, fear not, for there is an abundance of near-future surrealist amusement reminiscent of films like Being John Malkovich. The episode boasts a stellar cast including Michael Cera, Rob Delaney, and Himesh Patel. Furthermore, if you've been keeping up with the streaming wars, it's particularly exhilarating to witness Brooker taking playful jabs at the very individuals who finance his endeavors. I couldn't help but gasp at the appearance of a Streamberry executive bearing a striking resemblance to Netflix CCO Bella Bajaria. An episode that stands out conspicuously within the season, Red Mirror Film introduces itself with a visually intense opening credit sequence featuring typographic elements and a gritty, desaturated aesthetic reminiscent of 70s video nasties. The story is set in 1979 and revolves around Nida, a solitary shoe saleswoman working in a department store. Nida's already profound loneliness is further amplified by the growing racism and anti-immigrant sentiment prevalent in her northern English town. However, her life takes a supernatural turn when, while seeking solace in the store's basement and indulging in her biryani, she unintentionally activates a talisman. This sets in motion a series of events where a fledgling demon materializes to guide Nida through the human sacrifices she must carry out to avert an impending apocalypse. There's no need to search for a connection to technology, the future, or even the recurring theme of mass media in this episode. It simply doesn't exist. Instead, Demon 79 Inches delves into the realm of occult horror, and if it weren't for this categorization misstep, it would easily be my favorite episode of the season. Co-written by Brooker and Bisha K. Ali, the writer of Miss Marvel, the result is a delightful blend of humor, terror, and intellect. Expect copious amounts of blood, scathing criticism, and a surprisingly pivotal scene featuring the peculiar Eurodisco hit Rasputin by Boni M. Anjana Vasan and Papa Essiedu share captivating chemistry on screen, and this episode features an ending that I genuinely adored. However, it's important to note that while it possesses numerous qualities, it ultimately diverges from the typical Black Mirror style. If you're yearning for an emotionally poignant episode in the vein of Black Mirror classics like Be Right Back and The Entire History of You, your search ends here. Brooker's 80-minute masterpiece will feel familiar to those who watched last year's controversial film, Don't Worry Darling, during the Oscar season. However, the actual premise of this episode takes a different path. Set in an alternate 1969, two astronauts fill their idle moments aboard their spaceship by connecting themselves to machines that transfer their consciousness into robot replicas on Earth, replicas that are indistinguishable from their physical selves. This extraordinary technology allows them to be physically present in two places simultaneously, allowing them to spend cherished time with their families while simultaneously floating in space. However, when David experiences an unimaginable catastrophe, Cliff seeks guidance from his wife on how to ensure that David can successfully complete their delicate mission. Beyond the Sea accomplishes what only a few exceptional Black Mirror episodes manage to do. It employs a specific technological advancement as a catalyst for a narrative deeply rooted in the intricacies of human emotions and relationships. In this regard, and with its wistful tone, it brings to mind the poignant science fiction novels of Kazuo Ishiguro, such as Never Let Me Go and Clara and the Sun. While Kate Mara and Josh Hartnett deliver commendable performances, it is Aaron Paul who truly shines in a role that demands more than meets the eye. The ending is bound to be divisive, and to be honest, it didn't resonate with me personally. However, one's reaction to the final moments ultimately comes down to personal taste. I must admit, Brooker undeniably earns the culmination of the story. So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.